to miracles. Welcome to Aunty Yunike, to Comfort Time with Aunty Yunike, where we talk about miracles, natural, and those that we make happen. So what I'm going to talk about now is a reflection on the healing miracle that I prayed for and got for my mother when she was ill a few years earlier. As I prayed for that miracle, my focus was on having my mother back, because I felt I didn't want my mother to go at the time. I was looking at all the things that she was doing. She was caring for so many people, some orphans that she was living with, some that she was helping from far, and even the people in her community who depended on her for many things, for food, for shelter, for many other things that she was providing at her farm. So when she got ill, and you know about the story, my focus was what happens to her, what happens to me, what happens to the people who depend on her. By God's grace, that miracle was granted. Mom lived a few more years after that. And that is my focus for today. I'm thinking, whose miracle was that? I prayed for her to get well so that she could continue with her work to the conclusion that she had hoped for. I prayed for her to be well. Now I'm thinking, what about me? What was in it for me? My cut was that I felt not good enough to do her work. And I did not want to be drawn into work that I might fail to conclude or to finish in a way that she had wanted it to be. And when you look at what has happened to how now, a few years later, Mom went to be with the Lord, it makes me wonder. Again, I ask myself, whose miracle was that? By the time Mom was answering God's call to be with the Lord, she had finished all she set out to do. All her life, she had looked after people, and she made us, whether we liked it or not, do what needed to be done to ensure that she looked after those people. And it was a joy for us to help her in her mission. But what really gets me to think is how God was so kind and so gracious that the students that she was caring for, the ones that she had at the time when her health was failing, managed to write their last paper in grade 12, and immediately they finished. A few weeks later, she got ill and she went to be with the Lord. But before that happened, those same children that she had brought up, we were ready. We knew that if should anything happen, we would have to chip in. But do you know that just before she passed on, she was in touch with the people, the families. Those were children who had been abandoned, some of them. And from nowhere, the parents, like I remember one of them, the father actually called Mom and said, I want to be in that child's life. And without us knowing, Mom was receiving most of those people at the farm, connecting them with the children. And so at the time that she went, those children just told us, oh, my father is coming to the funeral. Is that okay? And we'd say, oh, we didn't know you were in touch with your father. Says, no, grandma made sure that he used to come and contribute, and we got to know him. And so dad would like to come for the funeral. And so the parents, the families of some of those orphans started, came for the funeral and said they wanted to be part of those children's lives and were ready to take them and be with them. Of course, we couldn't just agree just there and then. Mom is the one who knew how they related. We had to do our homework to find out if that would be safe enough for the children to go. But we're talking about adults here. We're talking about 16, 17-year-olds who are able to get back to us, to call us, should the places they go to not be safe. But what really surprised me was how God really worked, how he planned everything in such a way that she went peacefully, knowing that she hasn't left any work for anybody who didn't start that work. And for that, we'll forever be grateful. And there I would like to say, God hears our prayers and answers in ways that sometimes we don't even think. Because who thought he was going to ensure that everything is concluded? But he concluded. He finishes what he starts. And he started that work in Mom, and he made sure it was concluded. She went in peace, peacefully, knowing she had done her work. So many people passed through her hands. So many people are grateful for what they benefited from her, and for that we'll forever be grateful, and we'll not forget them, and they're not forgetting us. But that's what I wanted to stress, that God finishes what he starts. I have my own mission, everybody else has their own mission, so pray that God gives you the time that you need to ensure that when it's your time to, you are going at a time when you've done your work and you've concluded your work. Please ensure that you subscribe, like, share, and hit notification bell to be notified of any of the content that is uploaded. Share widely to encourage other people, to encourage people to pray, and to encourage people to know that it's okay to ask. You can ask for anything. I know some people will think, oh, but this is too small. How do I bother God with this? No, you can ask God for even a parking place. When you're going into a huge parking place, you can say, God, please help me find a parking place because I need to park my car. And it will be granted. So nothing is too small, nothing is too big for our God. And that is what I wanted to share. Thank you so much. Stay blessed, stay safe. Please reach out to me in any way that you feel comfortable, through the phone, through WhatsApp, through emails, through down below, any way that is comfortable for you. Stay blessed, stay safe. See you in the next video.